Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ron Juckett, and welcome to the program for this 8th day of April, 2021. Off like a herd of thunder and turtles. Just got late and just kept getting later. So we got I guess, really a must-win game for one of these teams. You get Virgil Trucks pitching for the Detroit Tigers, who is looking for his 14th win of the replay. The Tigers are 45-39, part of the gaggle that hopes to make the Yankees at least sweat the rest of the way, while the Red Sox, who were supposed to be the chaser to the Yankees being the chasee, has not turned out that way. They are 38-45, but they have Mel Parnell going for them today. So for the Red Sox, if they're going to make a race of this, which they still can, they got to get hot and they got to stay hot, kind of like the color of their socks. Reds. Same with the Tigers. They're only 8.5 back. The Red Sox are 14-ish, or 15. I don't want to say the Red Sox have a good chance because I really don't think that they do, but you just never know. So it's the Red Sox and the Tigers on a warm, sticky day at Briggs Stadium, as Retro Sports Network presents 1949 Major League Baseball Replay. Today, from Briggs Stadium in Detroit, Michigan, it is the 45-39 Detroit Tigers against the 38-45 Boston Red Sox. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And so Virgil Trucks takes his warm-up tosses on a beautiful midsummer day in Detroit. He is 32 years old. Fire, which I suppose would be appropriate for someone with the last name of Trucks, is a fastball pitcher and a flyball pitcher, throwing it at 91 miles an hour. This is start number 4 against the Boston Red Sox. He's gone 25 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 7 runs all earned. He walked 18 and struck out 10. The good news, if you're a Tiger fan, we know there are a few of you here, 3-0 with a 2.45 ERA against Boston. Overall, 13-3 with a 2.95 ERA and a 19-game winner in real life. He got his 13th win his last time out on the 6th against the Browns. 9 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs all earned. The heck did the Tigers put up that day? Jeez. He walked 2 and struck out a season-high 9. So overall, 149 2/3 innings, 114 hits, 5 homers, 51 runs, 49 earned. He walked 74 and struck out 82. Glad to see we got Elvis back from the bowling alley. Where have you been? Hopefully you are okay. Here's a lineup for the Red Sox. Hey, the real-life Red Sox, no one can figure them out, Brad. The sweep gets swept by the terrible O's, like a bowl of Cheerios, and then sweep the Rays. So they go down to Baltimore, and we'll see what happens. And I did get your email, and I will respond. I just haven't been home. The O's are tough. Well, they may be tough, but they're not good. Billy Goodman will lead off for Boston at first base. Johnny Pesky at third will bat second. Ted Williams in left field will hit third. Trucks is already the top 3 for the Red Sox lineup as all lefties. Vern Stevens at short will clean up. Bobby Doerr at second will bat fifth. Al Zarella is in right field. He'll hit sixth. O'Brien is in center, not Tommy. He will hit seventh. Burlington's Birdie Tebbets behind the plate will bat eighth. And Parnell, who I think we're going to see has struggled immensely this year, is on the mound and will bat ninth. Defensively for the Tigers, Hoot Evers is a 9 and a 6 in left. Johnny Groth, a 7 and a 7 in center. Vic Wertz, a 7 and a 7 in right. George Kell, a 6 at third. Johnny Lippin is a 6 at short. Barry is a 4 at second. Paul Campbell, I think, is a 3 at first. And Reby, never heard of him either. He's a 2 and a 3 behind the plate, and that gets you some points with Lawrence Welk, but not here. And Virgil Trucks is a 6 on the mound with a .958 fielding percentage. Hey, it's always good to get paid to listen to baseball. My Sharona. So that would be the neck. Take what you can get. Well, don't we all? Here's Goodman, Billy at 270, no homers and 30 RBI. And normally I do the home teams, but it's the Sox, so I get to manage them well. We'll see. So the computer has the Tigers, 84 degrees, wind blowing in from center at 6. And Goodman starts the game with a base hit into right center field. Wirtz will throw it back in. I don't dare try to steal here. Johnny Pesky at 261. 2 homers and 32 RBI. Todd B says that Ron has a knack, wink wink, for one-hit wonders. I'll be visiting Katrina and the Waves next, because I know that we're all just walking on sunshine. Pitch to Pesky is a liner in the right center field. Groth can't get there. Goodman will round third and hold, and Pesky has his 11th double of the year. And that will bring up Ted Williams. Ted at 328. 21 homers and 81 RBI. So on the RBI thing, he's done all right, but the home runs are down, and so is the batting average. And yep, if the season ended today in real life, Baltimore would be the number 2 seed. Which just goes to show you shouldn't play anything until Memorial Day because of freeze, at least up here. Pitch to Williams is a line drive to Barry, 1 out. Here's Vern Stevens. Vern at 282. 17 homers and 61 RBI. Red Sox have 2 in scoring position with 1 out here in the first. Ball 4. So the FBO walk to Stevens, and that'll bring up Bobby Doerr. Doerr at 266, 11 homers and 58 RBI. Batting average is low, but the OPS is 70 points down. Got a chance to pick up a couple here. Is Stevens going to get his 159 ribbies? The Red Sox overall just haven't played all that well. There's a ground ball to Lippin, and that will play him. So Goodman will score. Doerr goes to first on the air. He can't get RBIs on errors, but the Red Sox do lead at 1-0. Al Zarella at 248, 3 homers and 31 RBI. As a whole, just looking at the OPSs as they come up, Todd B had a couple of those ham-laced Bloody Marys for lunch. It's quite a bit down. Zarella over 110 points to the bad. But they're loaded. And there's a ground ball to Campbell. He'll go to Lippin for 1. Back to first. Zarella can run, and he is safe. So Pesky will score. 2 out for Tommy O'Brien at 237 and 7 RBI. I think Todd is. So Todd asked something that would not happen in 1949. If they released Bobby, would the headlines read, "They showed him the door"? I think George Hendrick got in your brain. You're shaken but not stirred. So runners on the corners, 2-0 Boston. O'Brien strikes out. He trucks with the 0-2 curve on the inside corner, and that will retire the side. Boston gets 2 runs, 2 hits and an error after half an inning. The Red Sox 2. Here come the Tigers. And so Dusty Parnell, 27 years old, a lefty, one of the rare lefties before the 80s to actually pitch well in Boston. He's a fastball pitcher and a ground ball pitcher at 85. Start number 4 against the Tigers. 24 innings, 19 hits, 10 runs all earned. He's walked 14 and struck out 7. Yeah, Parnell was one of the big reasons why the Red Sox chased the Yankees down the stretch. Not doing it right now. He is 6-7 with a 3.89 ERA in this replay. So a full run and change above real life. And that's just not good. Last pitched against the A's on the 9th. 7 innings, 5 hits, no decision, 4 runs all earned. He walked 5 and struck out 2. 145 and 2/3 innings, 128 hits. That sounds good, but when we get to the walks, it's another story. He's allowed 7 home runs. He only allowed 8 in almost 300 innings in real life. 67 runs, 63 earned. He's walked 76 and struck out 63. He did beat the Yankees on July 4th. So he'd have to win 19 straight to win 25. I'm not sure he's got 19 starts left, does he? Well, that would be a stretch, Elvis, because he only has 14 starts left after this. Here's the lineup he'll face. Neil Berry will lead it off for the Tigers at second base. Paul Campbell at first will bat second. George Cal, hitting .362, will bat third and play third. Vic Wertz in right will clean up. Hoot Evers in left will bat fifth. Johnny Lippin at short will go sixth. Groth in center will bat seventh. Reby will catch him bat eighth. And Virgil trucks through 37 pitches in the top of the first will bat ninth. There's always 1950, yeah, when the Red Sox scored 1,000 and gave up 1,100 or whatever. The next replay will not be 1950 on this channel. Ted Williams is a 5 and a 5 in left. O'Brien a 2 and an 8 in center. Al Zarella is a 5 and a 6 in right. Johnny Pesky a 10 at third. Stevens a 7 at short. Bobby Dorr a 10 at second. Billy Goodman a 9 at first. That's a good defensive infield. Bertie Tebbets a 5 and a 6 behind the plate, and Parnell's an 8 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Barry at 247, no homers, 6 doubles, and 4 RBI. He is indeed a good man, yes. There's a ground ball to third. Across the way goes Pesky, 1 out. Here's Paul Campbell. Paul at 307. Running out of at-bats. This might be his last start. 4 triples, 25 RBI. Tigers are 45 and 39. Red Sox are 38 and 45. And I'm not sure what that was. It's a 1-1 pitch. Line down the bag. Line at third. It hit the bag right to Stevens. And Stevens with the long throw to first for the out. So some pinball there. Hit the bag at third, right in the waiting arms of Vern Stevens. 2 out. Heard George Kell do a Tigers broadcast on YouTube last week. Yeah, he was. Cal and Al Kaline, who did the over-the-air broadcast for the Tigers for a long time, are very good. Cal actually called a couple World Series on the radio, even if the Tigers weren't in it. He's at 362, 5 triples, a homer, and 48 RBI. In fact, it was George Kell on the mic in the 62 World Series when Bobby Richardson was perfectly placed on Willie McCovey's line drive. Kell, a slapper to first, and Goodman will be eaten up by that one. So Kell reaches on the air, and both teams have one here in the first. Well, I certainly wouldn't know. I kind of know what I'm doing next. 75 Sox, that was just before my time, and the 76 Sox weren't that great. Vic Wertz at 315, 8 homers, and 65 RBI. And there's a fly ball to left. Williams will make the catch, and that will retire the side. Tigers, no runs, no hits in the air, and that doesn't hurt the Red Sox. After 1, Boston 2, Detroit nothing. So Tebbets, Parnell, and Goodman to face Trucks. Late 80s, early 90s, pre-strike. Birdie at 300, 3 homers and 24 RBI. We've done 2 from late 70s, early 80s. This one from 49. 89's a possibility, although I'm not a huge fan of the Juicers in Oakland. Pitch to Tebbets is a ground ball to short. Lippin over to first for the out. Here's Parnell, Mel at 196 and 2 RBI. But it's April, and we're not going to start this until December or January. I'd go further, one more year further. How you doing, Buck? 92's a good year. The Red Sox absolutely are terrible, but that really doesn't matter. Parnell strikes out. Reeby lost the ball. He picked it up and had to tag Parnell on the 0-2 curve. So an inning and 2/3 for Trucks. 41 pitches for his first 9. 2 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. He walked the batter and struck out 2. Goodman singled and scored his first time up. I'm doing fine, Buck. As long as I never manage the Giants. Well, that sounds like a dare to be. The Giants, of course, the last 100-win team not to make the playoffs. Yeah, I'm managing. And you know what? I think I've won all of my games the last 2 weeks, so nah. Pitch to Goodman. Here's a fly ball, a deep left center. Growth is there. Will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. Bottom 2, 2-0 Boston. So Hood Evers at 298, 4 homers and 45 RBI. Lippin and Growth to follow. And Reeby, who looks like he's playing his first game. He's got a batting average of nothing. Well, get to the plate if someone reaches. Todd B manages both teams. That's why you always win. 85 would be a good 80 season for sure. That's the year I turned 14. There's a ground ball past the diving door. And that's the first hit for the Tigers. Here's Johnny Lippin. Johnny at 278, 3 homers and 43 RBI. The thing is, New York or San Francisco? Oh, they both had good years in 93, you're right. Pitch to Lippin. There's a line drive to third. Pesky's there. 1 out. The Expos had a pretty good year in 93 as well. Growth, another Johnny. And again, the 1949 winner of the Al Red Sox fan lookalike contest. 343, 11 homers, and 50 RBI. There's a ground ball to Goodman. He's going to go to Stevens for 1, back to first, and it's going to be a 3-6-3 double play. How about that? No runs, a hit. The Tigers can't leave him even on. After 2, it's 2-0 Boston. So Pesky, Williams, and Stevens. Pesky doubled and scored in the first. And he draws a walk that you can't manage. I get a lot of grief from some of my regular viewers about my managing skills. And I want you to know that that's not justified. Here's Williams. Teddy's 0 for 1. Yeah, the Red Sox need to get going and leave Montreal. Pesky was told to go and didn't get a good jump. So the count is 0-1 to Williams. McGriff was so hot, Mr. Forsberg says, that when he went to Atlanta, the press box did indeed catch on fire. And the fire department did indeed show up after Andy Griffith. There's a base hit left center field. Pesky will hold at second. So the Red Sox have runners on first and second. Nobody out for Stevens. I doubt he's going to get that 159 RBI. He would need 98. And this is game 84 for Boston. Roasted peanuts. 85 would be... 85 is a fun year. 4 tight races there. Pitch to Stevens. Ball 4. A good year to be a Reds fan with Pete coming back and the Parker signing. Here's Bobby Dorr. Bobby reached on an error his first time up and somehow did get the RBI. So Pesky on third, Williams on second, Stevens on first. The Dodgers had a good year in 85. Pitch to Dorr, struck him out. He was shown one. An 0-2 splitter at 80 miles an hour right down Broadway, and 1 out for Al Zarella. '88 comes to mind, but trying to get the Dodgers to do what they did would be almost impossible. Talk about, you know, getting it all right in the choose-your-own-adventure story. Got him. He got him on a 2-2 fastball looking, and Trucks is bearing down. The Reds score more points than the Bengals. That's true. Although in 85, the Bengals weren't a terrible team. O'Brien struck out his first time up. Trucks is with 4. He deals. There's a pop-up left side. Evers rides the Schwinn, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Speaking of 80s Red Sox, you just saw a perfect example of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors that leave them loaded and can't score. After 2.5, it's 2-0 Boston. Boggs hit 20 in 87. You know what, though? With Boggs, is he was always capable of being a power hitter. He just wanted to eat chicken and paint the green monster. Elvis says in real life on this day, the Red Sox were 44 and 37, and the Tigers were 42 and 41. When was the last Dodgers 100-loss year? Have they 1920 something? I bet it was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Hank Reeby, wow, is 0 for 3 on the year, and we go 6 for 33 in real life. So the Bridegrooms were the last 100-loss team for Brooklyn in 1908. Pitch to Reeby. There's a ground ball to Stevens. Has to hurry. Reeby run in, and he beat it out. So that's an infield hit for Reeby, and that'll bring up Trucks. He's going to try and bunt here. He's hitting 070 with 2 RBI. They're the Robins, or the Superbas. You know who's doing a 1908 replay? It's Glory Days Boxing, my dear friend Anthony. Yeah, I love the dead ball era. Not. Pitch to Trucks. He does square. Tebbets throws to Dorr. And Reeby moves to second. 1 out for Barry, who's 0 for 1. Parnell is opening 9 on 32 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, and 2 hits. Yes, the Giants and the Cubs actually did the Merkles-Boner game. A long, long time ago. Pitch to Barry is a ground ball to third. Pesky with a diving stop over to first, and Barry is retired. What a play by Pesky, 2 out. I did. It was called an RSN Classic. It must have been at least 2 years ago now. I forget who won. It was a good game, though. Here's Paul Campbell. He's 0 for 1. Kell on deck. 2 out, bottom of the third. There's a pop-up. O'Brien comes in. He'll make the catch to retire the side. Tigers leave a man on. No runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the fourth. It's 2-0 Boston. No, in fact, I think Merkel played well in that game. So as Bertie Tebbett steps in, here are the standings. I have no idea what the heck a Super Bowl is. The Cardinals are 3 games up on the Dodgers, however, at 53 and 31. The Braves are 7.5 back. The Phillies are 8.5. Pittsburgh having a good year at 41 and 40. In the American League, the Yankees by 5.5 over Cleveland, 8.5 over the Tigers, and the Senators. The Red Sox are 15 games out of first and halfway to Montreal. The Yankees have a run differential of 133, and the Dodgers have a run differential of 135. Yeah, but weren't they the Naps at that point in 1908? The Cleveland Ball Club? Well, the Dodgers actually were named after people who refused to pay the fare on the trolley. They were called Trolley Dodgers. And Todd B has his mind in the gutter as usual. Tebbets is 0 for 1. And there's a ground ball to Lippin. He throws it over to first. 1 out. Here's Parnell. Mel struck out his first time up. Thus the bums. No, refused to pay. That's what it was. Although it was literally about dodging the fare. That nickel or whatever it was. And Elvis is right. Thus the bums. It wasn't people trying to jaywalk. Then they'd be called the Lenos, right? Pitch to Parnell. It's a fly ball in the left field. Evers is there. And he makes a diving catch on the grass. The wind, well, there's no wind. Evers, took kind of a funny beat off the bat. Evers thought he had it, and he had to go and run and do a tumbling catch to make the out. 2 out. You guys are being snarky today. That's what I expect in the night games, not the day games. Billy Goodman is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Trucks through 18 batters, 75 pitches. You can't laugh at your own jokes. Ever been to the Comedy Store? 3 2/3 innings for Trucks, 75 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 3 and strikes out 4. Goodman 1 for 2. He singled and scored. Here's a fly ball to left. Evers comes in to make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 4, 2-0 Boston. Todd even laughs at most of my jokes. I have a feeling that we're going to dig up Ed McMahon to do some star search here. Do I ever call tape games? I do. They're not all live. Here's Cal. George is 0 for 1. Parnell delivers, and there's a ground ball to Stevens deep in the hole at short over to first for the out. So Mel Parnell is behaving for me today. Here's Wirtz. Vic is 0 for 1. And there's a high fly ball to right that's gone. He just snuck that on the overhang on the deck in second deck in right field, and it's 2-1 Boston. Wirtz, that was just a no-brainer. It's not Kell, it's Vic Wirtz. And he smashed it off the facing in the second deck. I've done, yeah, broadcast jinx. There you go. Hockey's fun. Hockey takes a lot out of me. Hit the overhang. Remember, at Briggs Stadium, the second deck completely overhangs the first. Todd B says that ball was hit so hard it stuck. It might have. Here's Evers. He singled his first time up. And here's a base hit down the line and right. Zarella will pick it up. Evers is motoring to second with a double. And I indeed have jinxed Mel Parnell. So 1 out for Lippin, who's 0 for 1. Who's in 4th place as the all-time home run leader at Tiger Briggs Stadium? I'm going to say Mr. K-Line. Somebody from Hell, Michigan caught that souvenir as I stood there like a house on the side of the road. Pitch to Lippin is ball 4. No, sir. Okay. It's certainly not Dave Stegman. Oh, not real. No, I don't do my play-by-play over a real game. He is left-handed. Just sim games. Norm Cash? Pitch to Growth. There's a base hit up the middle. Evers will round third and score. This game is tied. Lippin goes into third and should be in the Hall of Fame. It must be Norm Cash. Oh! Someone is saying Lou Whitaker. Lippin on third, Growth on first, and Jamie got it. It's Lou Whitaker. Hank Reeby singled his first time up. 2-2 tie. The Tigers have 2 here in the 4th. There's a ground ball to Pesky. Gonna try for 2. Door for 1. It's the catcher, and they will. So they're gonna go around the horn. 5-4-3. Whitaker hit 156 home runs here at Tiger Stadium. No Briggs there. Buck, you do play-by-play over a real game. The copyright police kind of frown upon that. We can do this because they're Sims. It is the same yard. But, oh, trucks, I didn't do it. 80 pitches through 28 batters now. Or 19 batters. 80 pitches, 4 innings. No, never mind. They're starting off the inning as a double play. Never mind. Ron's confused. We go to the 5th. It's tied at 2. So Pesky walked and doubled. Pitch. There's a ground ball to Lippin deep in the hole over to first for the out. I'd imagine K-Line and Cash are higher up on that list. Freehan and Horton. I don't think Cecil was there long enough. Here's Mr. Williams. Ted is 1 for 2 with a single. And there's a high fly ball to left center. Evers is there, 2 out. Is Pesky's nickname Circus Wiener? Oh, I would so like to comment on that, but the answer is no. There's his card. No nickname listed. Here's Stevens. He's walked twice. This time around, he strikes out. Reeby hung on to it, swung on and tipped in the glove, and that will retire the side halfway home after 4.5. It is the Red Sox 2, the Tigers 2. We'll be back in a moment. So, here's how we got here if you joined us late. Bobby Doerr grounded to short for an error, and that scored a run to make it 1-0 Boston. Al Zarella hit a fielder's choice to make it 2-0 in the first. They had the bases loaded in the third and couldn't score. In the fourth, Vic Wertz, his 9th of the year, that's still sticking to the facade of the overhang in the second deck, made it 2-1, and then Johnny Groth singled home Hoot Evers to tie the ball game at 2. Mel Parnell, a 5-hitter through 4, 2 earned runs. Virgil Trucks, a 3-hitter through 5, and 1 earned run. Pesky has a pole. It's the right field pole at Fenway Park. Trucks sacrificed his last time up. This time around, a ground ball past a diving door. And a single, and that's a 6 hit for the Tigers. So Parnell threw 18 batters, 64 pitches, 4+ innings, 6 hits, the home run to Wertz, and a walk. And both the runs are earned. Neil Berry's 0 for 2. And he'll flop that one into right field for a base hit. Trucks will hold at second. The Tigers have 2 on and nobody out. Here's Paul Campbell. He's 0 for 2. Well, how did the no-tap bowling go? The last time that Elvis was here, he was going to go bowling. And he liked it so much he stayed for 3 weeks. Campbell drops a bunt. Tebbets will pick it up, throws the door covering, and there is an out. So 1 out, runners on second and third for George Kell. And you kind of have to pitch to Kell because you got Wertz on deck. So Parnell in a bit of a sticky wicket here. And there's a ground ball to Pesky. He goes home, and they get Trucks in a rundown. So Tebbets makes the tag and goes 5-2 on the pickle play. And Kell is safe at first, but there's 2 out. And Barry never went to third. So runners on first and second for Wertz. 1 for 2, a solo shot in the fourth. Parnell may get out of this unscathed. Ground ball to Goodman. Takes it to the bag himself, and he will get out of it unscathed. So the Tigers leave 2 on. The base running Boo-Boo really hurts. No runs, 2 hits. They leave 2 on. We go to the 6th, 2-2. Truck should have put the brakes on there. Yep. Oh, it's what do you expect? It's a pitcher trying to run. So Doerr, Zarella, and O'Brien here in the 6th to face Trucks. Elvis wasn't too good, 211 in your last game, but one fella had 2 consecutive 300s and an 878 series. Wow! Larry Harris would be impressed. D. Scott Howard says the Tigers ran themselves right out of that inning. Yes, they did. Doerr is 0 for 2. He has an RBI and a strikeout. This time around, a ground ball to Lippin over to first. 1 out. For Zarella, who is 0 for 2, with an RBI and a strikeout. 2 runs, 3 hits, an error for the Red Sox. They've left 5 on here in the top of the 6th, as we go to the top of the 6th. Tigers, 2 runs, 7 hits, and an error, and they have stranded 5 through 5. In the left, Evers, 2 out. Tommy O'Brien is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from Trucks. Got him. That's number 6. So a fastball in there at the knees, and that will retire the side. The Red Sox go in order as the voice cracks. It's the Boston Red Sox 2, the Detroit Tigers 2. So Hoot Evers, Johnny Lippin, and Johnny Groth to face Parnell here in the bottom of the 6th. Hoot has a single, a double, a run scored. This time around, it's a ground ball to Pesky, a long throw to first. Goodman stays on the bag, and there's 1 out. Brings up Lippin, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Well, 3 games for you next week. Tuesday and Thursday at lunch and Wednesday at prime time. One of those I know is St. Louis and Brooklyn. There's a base hit right center field. Zorella will pick it up. Lippin will hold with a single. And that's hit number 8 for the Tigers. Mr. Growth, 1 for 2, a single and an RBI. Top 5 home run leaders in Tiger Stadium. K-Line is number 1. Norm Cash at number 2. Hank Greenberg 3rd. Whitaker 4th with 146. And Rudy York, Sergeant York, that makes sense. Cecil Fielder is 6th. Willie Horton is 8th or 7th. Dick McAuliffe is 8th. Lance Parrish is 9th, and Bill Freehand is 10. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen next. Pitched to Growth is, well, Lippin. Remember, the computer's running that. Lippin tried to jump and didn't go, so a 1-0 count to Johnny. The real question is, what will happen? Maldito will happen, you know that. Pitch to Growth is a ground ball to third. Might be 2, and it rolled foul. Pesky let it go. And the count now is a ball and a strike. Don't make me call pitch by pitch here. We'll be here till 4 o'clock. Pitch to Growth. There's a ground ball to Stevens. Door for 1. Goodman, I believe Growth beat it out, and he did. So they get the 4, 6-4 on the fielder's choice, and that brings up Hank Reebe. Riebe. And remember, Nestle's makes the very best chocolate. Reebe 1 for 2 with a single. Runner goes, a throw down the door, and the Tigers have run themselves out of consecutive innings. It goes 2-4 on the card, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the 7th, it's 2-2. So Bertie Tebbets, Mel Parnell, and Billy Goodman to face Trucks here. Bertie is 0 for 2. And there's a fly ball to left. Evers will reach in, and somebody from Windsor crossed the big bridge to get that ball. A ball and 2 strikes. 88 degrees here at Briggs. A warm day in Detroit. People enjoying some Strohs. You can always go off subject. No one stays on topic here. Yes, I will always do a look-see of all the action PC games. And we're expecting to do that a week from tonight, as a matter of fact. Is the expected release date? Full screen chalkboard is what we've been told. And that would be around 7-ish. As soon as I can get my grubby paws on the game. What is the subject? Greco-Roman wrestling. Pitch to Tebbets. There's a ground ball to Lippin, and Johnny couldn't get a glove on it. And Birdie is on with the error. Second error for the Tigers. And that'll bring up Parnell, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Parnell squares. They're playing for the bunt. Reebe throws to Barry, covering. 1 out, and Tebbets goes to second. Brad, getting paid to listen to my game, says that after 5 minutes, everything I said sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher. Nasty. That's just nasty. Here's Goodman. Billy is 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Trucks through 27 batters, 118 pitches. 6 in the third innings, 3 hits. He's walked 3 and struck out 6. That's what you get for stuffing your Lunchables in your ear there, Brad. Reebe and Trucks have a few words. Virgil from the stretch. In the left field, Evers comes in to make the catch. Tebbets goes back to second. 2 out for Pesky, who's 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, and a run scored. The big bridge is the Mighty Mac. So what do you call the ambassador? Nothing wrong with Lunchables. And once in a while, I'll see something on Facebook for adult Lunchables, and it's a steak, a little bit of broccoli, and a couple cans of Bud Light. If you're into that sort of thing, that's a good lunch. Adult Lunchables are called Hungry Man. That's what I had for dinner a couple nights ago. With that full screen chalkboard, I would think that it would be great for announcing the game. We'll see. I'm curious how they have it set up. Tell you what, I've had the baseball game so long, I'd imagine it would look like this. The baseball game was a 3/4 screen to start. Pitch to Pesky is a ground ball to Lippin on the grass. Has to hurry over to Campbell, and Pesky is out. Stretch time, 2-2. No, I got the box that said Hungry Man. You know what name they took off that box, though, in all seriousness? Is Swanson's. It's no longer called Swanson's Hungry Man. It's just Hungry Man is the brand. Reeby is 1 for 2. He is singled and grounded into a double play. As we start the bottom of the 7th. There's a fly ball to left. Williams is there, 1 out. As my drinks get changed, I'll take a pill. Here's Virgil Trucks. Let's see what they do. There we go. That sounds like something you'd find on a military prepper site. One of those MREs. Calorie deprived person meal. Well, you're no longer calorie deprived after you eat one of those. First one, fried chicken one I got was good. The second one, the brownie leaked in the mashed potato. Couldn't eat it. Eddie Lake will pinch hit for Trucks. Eddie at 169. No homers nor any RBI. Yeah, you're not sodium deprived around that. A reminder to the paid staff here that someone will have to use a little boys' room before they leave for work.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi, Vanna. That's the wife. Pitch to Lake is a ground ball to Stevens over to first for the out. So 2 out for Neil Berry. Neil is 1 for 3 with a single. If I ever heard of Jay's potato chips? No, I haven't. Mel Parnell threw 27 batters, 82 pitches, 6 2/3 innings. 8 hits, a home run allowed. That was to Vic Wirtz, a walk and no strikeouts. Yeah, Vanna White. Hey, I get the good help, you know. Berry with a ground ball up the middle. Stevens cuts it off, throws to first, and that will retire the side. I figured that was a regional product. Dizzy Trout's coming in to pitch. Got a pitching change. We head to the 8th. It's 2-2. So Trout making appearance number 26. A 5th time against the Red Sox, 5 innings. Oh, the Red Sox have pounded him like some chicken pie.
Okay, for chicken pie, I recommend chicken pie from Food Network.
Okay.
55 minutes to make. Serve 6. What would you like? Start recipe. Send it to your phone? Or here next recipe.
Stop playing. Turn this into a cooking there. Elvis got the Autobot. Against the Red Sox, 5 innings, 14 hits, 10 runs all earned. He walked 3. An ERA of 18. Dizzy does look uninspired. It was called Jap's potato chips. But See, it's a good thing I'm not 1,000 subs yet on YouTube, because that would get demonetized in an awful big hurry. But during the war, they changed the name. Anyway, back to Trout. Last pitch against the White Sox on the 10th. 3 innings, 4 hits and 3 strikeouts. So 35 2/3 innings, 56 hits. She's doing a smoothie. 25 runs. I didn't realize there was enough left for a smoothie. 25 runs, all earned. He walked 10 and struck out 7. I did tomato soup and pretzels. Ted Williams is 1 for 3. Buck likes Uncle Ray's potato chips. Is that an Ontario product? Ball 4. All right, I won't read that out. Yes. Here's Vern Stevens. He's 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked twice. Michigan. Okay. Elvis had tomato soup and crackers with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Ooh. Yeah, I usually do tomato soup and pretzels. Nip, of course, is short for Nippon, which is how the Japanese refer to Japan as Nippon. Pitch to Stevens is a line drive to center. Growth is there. 1 out. And as we talk about things you'll never hear on a Fortnite stream, Todd likes Pringles, but he got his hand caught in a can once. Ouch. Never had to worry about that. Here's Dorr. Bobby is 0 for 3. An RBI and a strikeout. Tigers guard the lines. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball right center field. Growth will come in. That was a rainmaker. Williams will not chance it. 2 out for Zarella. Yeah, I always tip them out. What the heck are you doing in the can for? You silly Todd. Zarella is 0 for 3. He has an RBI and a strikeout. Red Sox got 2 in the first. The Tigers got 2 in the fourth. And that's where we are now. And there's a base hit left center field. Williams will hold at second. You're right, I can't eat just 1 Pringles. I always like them. The Weight Watchers approach. That's Lay's. That's, you can't eat just 1. The Weight Watchers approach just 1 chip at a time. Or the old joke when I was in elementary school. Did you hear about the seafood diet? Really works. Oh, well, how's that go? Well, yes, if you see food, you eat it. Tommy O'Brien is 0 for 3. Did we not have Dom? And we will make the move to pinch hit DiMaggio here. So Dommy at 3:04. How you doing, Mike from the truck? 304, 4 homers, and 29 RBI. And Brad, how would you like a nice Hawaiian punch? Pitch to Dommy is a fly ball in the left center field. That's going to drop in front of Evers. Williams will score. The Red Sox go up 3-2. Todd will be releasing a book of dad jokes. He will be doing a signing at B. Dalton's in the Gund Arena Mall Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 5 p.m. Bertie Tibbetts is 0 for 3. The reason why I say that, he writes, I really like mushrooms, but I'm a fun guy. So Zarella on third, DiMaggio on first. Bertie 0 for 3, an insurance run here. Personalized copies, $5 more. Is that to cover the eBay fees? Pitch to Tibbetts. Ground ball to third. Cal will go to Barry for the force, and that will retire the side. So all this jocularity doesn't stop the Red Sox from scoring a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 3-2 Boston. They're not going to bunt with 2 outs. DiMaggio is a 9 and an 8 in center. Here's Campbell. Paul Campbell, George Kell, and Vic Wertz to face Parnell. Campbell is 0 for 2 and makes a mean bowl of soup. Birdie's not going to bunt. No. How you doing, Tribe Fan? Tribe Fan will be there at your book signing. Pitch to Campbell is a ground ball to Door on the cut of the grass over to first. 1 out. That is true. Gardner unboxed the on-deck baseball. We had Ian on the show last week. And Dave and I are going to do a game of that online together. I dare you to spontaneously use jocularity on the podcast. Here's Kel. He's 0 for 3. I think the only place I've ever heard that, I've heard it from 2 people. Of course, Father Francis Mulcahy and Al. What system is this, Witch Doctor? This is Action PC Baseball. Tribe Fan says, I'm not a book about dad jokes unless I had to be security. Cal is 0 for 3. Ground ball to third. Pesky over to first. Oh, you're welcome. 2 out for Wirtz. Vic, I put 1 in the overhang. Oh, speaking of Dave, does truculent have to be used? Here's a great clip from Monday Night Baseball, Euchre and Cosell. And Cosell, being the card that he was, asked Euchre if he used the word, would he know what it meant? And Euchre, brighter than the average bear, said, yeah, Howard, when you let me borrow the truck, that was the truck you lent. Yeah, Euchre's great, isn't he? I was talking a few weeks ago about doing the Bob Elson impression, doing the nuclear bomb. Pitch to Wirtz is a fly ball to center field. DiMaggio is there, and that will retire the side. Hey, the Red Sox might actually win a game, gosh darn it. We go to the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Parnell's going to hit. The Red Sox 3, the Tigers 2. So Parnell, Goodman, and Pesky to face Dizzy Trout. Yeah, Wahoo Harry Doyle just a bit outside. Parnell is 0 for 2. He has struck out once. And he hits this one into left. Evers in the corner, and we'll make that catch 1 out. Tigers will use Evers, Lippin, and Growth. And then maybe pinch hit City. Maybe he should have asked Cosell if he ever hit a homer off of Sandy Koufax. I bet Koufax would have been allowed to have taken off the toupee. Goodman is 1 for 4. Billy has a single and a run scored. Never-ending broadcast booth and Naked Gun 1 was pretty epic. Yep. Euchre, of course, is still doing the home games for the Brewers on the radio. There's a base hit right center field. Wirtz will pick it up. So Goodman's 2 for 5. Here's Pesky. Johnny is 1 for 3. A double, a walk, and a run scored. Witch Doctor is a Mariners fan. Won't see them in 49. 90 degrees on a still day in Detroit. 3-2 Red Sox, top of the 9th. Pesky draws a walk. Elvis just saw a clip of Denny McLain's first appearance as a Tiger. Struck out the first 7 Red Sox. Wow. And 14 and 6 2/3. Well, that was an easy Red Sox team to do that against. June 15th, 1965. Yeah, the Brewers do exist. Paul Pierce would be happy at that, Todd. You'd throw him so much money it would make a pole dancer's head spin. Pitch to Williams, 1 for 3. Into right. Wirtz rides the Schwinn, makes the catch. Pesky and Goodman retreat, 2 out. Not touching that one, Brad. Here's Stevens. He's 0 for 2. He has walked 2 twice and struck out once. Red Sox could use a run here. Reeby and Trout have a few words, and they're talking about head-spinning pole dancers. Here's a base hit, left center field. Goodman will score. Pesky will hold at third. Stevens is in with his 24th double, and it's 4-2 Boston. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Todd. Vern Stevens with the big old RBI. Here's Bobby Dorr. He's 0 for 4. He has driven in his 59th run and struck out. And they're going to walk Dorr to face Al Zarella. And we got a pitching change. It's Marv Grissom. He's 31 years old. 87-mile-an-hour fastball and a fly ball plus pitcher. He has faced the Red Sox now 5 times, 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both earned. He walked and struck out 3. Last appearance was against the White Sox on the 10th. 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 25 2/3 innings, 34 hits, 23 runs, 19 earned. He has walked 19, allowed 2 homers, and struck out 22. And he has a devilish ERA of 6.66. That's a whole bunch of sticks for Al to pick up. He is 3 4 with a save. Paul Pierce. Does the Paul Pierce snake well bring your memory back that you're married? I tell you what, I've been married so long, Paul Pierce was at Kansas when I got married. Devilish ERA for sure. So Zarella trying to give the Red Sox another run. Grissom deals, and there's a ground ball to Barry. They'll leave him loaded over to Campbell. And that will retire the side. So Mel Parnell given a 2-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 9th, a run on 2 hits and no errors. Sox 4, Tigers 2. And Big Clue, and I, with Big Clue, if I went to a place like that, the only pole I'd ever see again is the North Pole. Not in 49, you can't. Bring in Dick Raditz. Here's Hoot Evers. Hoot is 2 for 3. He has single, doubled, and scored. Ground ball to short. Stevens across the way, 1 out. So here's Lippin. Johnny is 1 for 2. A single and a walk. It's been years since I watched ESPN. Any game on there except for a college football game is just a giant talk show. Kind of like this. Pitch to Lippin is a ground ball to Pesky, 2 out. So the Tigers are down to the last chance. Here's Johnny Groth. He's 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in a run, and grounded into a double play. The Red Sox 1 out away from win number 39. Into right field, Zarella will make the catch, and hey, how about that? The Red Sox win a game. And I believe, Brad, that I won all 3 games this week. You're welcome. Final 4-2. Parnell goes the distance. 9 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, all both earned. He gave up the homer, walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. I don't always win. Unsub. Trucks, 7 innings, no decision, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 6. U2 Buck, Dizzy Trout takes a loss 1 3. And so Parnell gets the player of the game honors with his CG. Only Gardner would unsub on a game his team wins. Really quick, the rest of the day in baseball for you this Saturday the 16th. of July 1949. The Yankees beat the Browns 7-3. Tommy Byrne. Well, the Yankees walked 11 and still won. How about that? Ostrowski gets the loss. He's 4-2. Johnson 3 for 5, his 7th of the year, and drives in 4. Cleveland beat the A's 7-2. Stan Gromick goes to 8-2. Lou Brissy goes to 7-5. Gordon 2 for 4. That's Joe Gordon, his 12th of the year, and drove in 4. The Browns, by the way, made 4 errors in that game against the Yankees. Cardinals 14, the Phillies 2. Harry the Cat Burkeen goes to 10-5. Bowery falls to 6-5. The Phillies make 4 errors in that one. Nelson 3 for 5 with 2 triples. Giants beat the Pirates 6-4 at the Polo Grounds. Clint Hartung, our mascot this year, 3-12. Hugh Casey takes the loss, goes to 2-3. Wally Westlake hits his 14th for the Giants, drives in 2. Brooklyn hits 5 home runs, including 2 by Duke Snyder, who now has 17. 2 solo shots. The Dodgers beat the Reds 6-1. Preacher Rowe goes to 10-3. Waymeyer falls to 2-8. Johnny Sane holds the Cubs to a run. The Braves beat the Cubs 10-1. He goes to 7-9. Chipman goes to 3-7. Pete Reiser, 3 for 4, his 9th of the year, and drives in 4. And last but not least, the White Sox beat the Senators 4-2. Bob Kuzava goes to 4-3. Ray Scarborough doesn't go to his own fair. He goes to 8-5, and Dave Philly walked a couple of times. CBS come and take their banner back. As soon as I got to go to CVS and get the hook for it. Yeah. So there we go. Standings, as we say bye-bye for the week. The Cardinals a 3-game lead over the Dodgers. 7.5 over Boston. The Yankees 5.5 over Cleveland. Yeah, Detroit and Washington 9.5 back. The Red Sox 15. Games on this channel next week. Oh, helps if I hit the right day, doesn't it? Yankees in Cleveland Tuesday at noontime. Prime time, the Dodgers and the Cardinals. And right now, I've got the Yankees and Tigers for the Thursday day game. But depending on what happens along the way, you could get another dose of the Cardinals and the Dodgers. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.